Have you ever been like on a date, or let's say on vacation rather, and you go somewhere on a trip, a small trip, and um, the whole family is there, and then you get back and you want to spend time with your special someone, and they're looking at you like, I just spent a whole week with you. What are you asking for? So,
That's not from personal experience.
It is from personal experience. We've been through this early on, yes. And so the topic I'm alluding to is quality time.
Quality time.
Quality time, that QT, because I think it's I think defining quality is what it is.
Yes.
It's different for everyone.
Yes, I think defining quality is major. You define what quality looks like for you. I define what it looks like for me, and then we have to define what it looks like so we both feel like we're. Because it's simple for us guys.
I'm sure it is.
I mean,
like when you define, quality time, the first thing that comes to mind when you say quality time to you or most people of your, it's
most men?
I don't know. I've never been a man, so I don't know. But I've been around guys, and when I've been around them, I think if I hear or say the word quality time, I can assume where their mind goes.
Where's our mind go? You tell me. Where does our mind go?
I think your mind always goes to something that will ultimately end up with sexual satisfaction.
Oh my gosh!
It's
the furthest thing.
I don't think it's
the furthest thing.
That's just my point.
From the lie.
Okay. I don't think it's the farthest thing from your mind at all, ever.
But keep in mind, there's two dynamics to that I don't think women understand.
Okay.
Okay, one, and I don't think most men understand this. It took some like internal searching for me to understand. One, we are simple. Agreed? As far as human species, who's more simple, men or women, would you say?
I don't want to get into the whole
I know we're
gender
complicated.
thing.
I know humans are complicated, and we kind of have to get into the gender thing. But the point I'm trying to make is this. For me, as long as you're by my side, I'm good. The world is right. We don't even have to say a thing. I'm with my baby's with me, and the sun is shining, and the birds are chirping, and life is good. If we watching a movie together,
Let's see, the birds can chirp.
Good.
As long as I don't talk.
No. It's taken me some time over the years to want to embrace intellectual or emotional communication. It's taken some time for me to want to see that not only you need it, but I need it too, and that we need it. I didn't see that initially. I remember you called me out once because you said all I talked to you about was sports. And you were basically saying, they ain't doing nothing for me. And I didn't know. We don't have pamphlets on this for men and women.
No pamphlets, and he could not figure out that the only thing I didn't want to talk about was sports. But yeah, that was a reach. But to that point, that's me. Like, I like to have conversations. I like to think. I like to, have intelligent conversations.
Right.
To talk about topics and things that are happening. And that wasn't your cup of tea.
Right.
Still isn't. But
I wouldn't say that. See, that's what you
not
can't
your
do.
thing.
You don't want to put your spouse in where they were. You want to observe
True.
and acknowledge that when they grow or develop. Sometimes it might be motivated by what you do, but over the course of time, it's something that I've learned.
But I have to understand. So 2 things like that trigger right here. Number 1. I have to understand that may not be how you're wired, and that's for me. Like, for instance, there are other people and other wives that's not their thing. They may be all the way into sports. I'm talking about my uniqueness, the way that my makeup is that I like to do that. The other thing I wanted to point out is, if you're basing it on a standard that was set when we were dating, we used to have a lot of conversations.
Right.
And so I think that, unfortunately for me, that gave I won't say a false impression, but because that's what we were getting to know each other, we talked a lot. it set a standard for me, that he likes to have conversations too. Whereas you were probably talking more because that's what you could do. And then when it was no longer that, you're like, okay, now we're doing this, so we don't need to do that anymore. This is my focus.
All right, so you've heard me say this point before. I'm going to share it with you guys. I don't know if you agree with this or not. But when God, and understand a lot of stuff that what we're going to be saying is going to be said from a faith lens, because we both believe Jesus Christ is Lord. And we look for faith in our relationship because we believe that's what makes the relationship continue to work and excel and thrive. But when God created Adam, it was different than when he created Eve. When God created Adam, there was no other human relationship. And he gave him a charge, named the animals, Adam and the animals. And Adam was probably there doing a lot of thinking, unless he was like Snow White and he was talking to the animals. But I can't see a dude like Snow. Anyway, I digress. When God created Eve, Eve was automatically in relationship with another human. There was no time that Eve was not in relationship or connection with another human because she never knew what it was like to be by herself. So for us as men, that's why you ask, a guy has to have a man cave. Or when we asked our son which room he wanted in the house, where did he want to go?
To the basement.
He wanted to go to the basement.
But he has 4 sisters, so he just wanted to get away.
But there's this part of us that like we have to process and logistically think things through, and that's not bad. But the problem is when we don't tell you what we're thinking, because we think a lot, that's where we have a disconnect, because you want to hear what we're thinking and how we feel, right? Is that right or wrong?
That's right, to an extent.
Okay.
So in listening and continuing, I'm like, are we talking about communication or are we talking about quality time?
Well, I think that impacts quality time.
Okay.
How we process communication impacts quality time, because quality time is to some degree what we communicate and how we communicate. You mentioned sexual. Mm-hmm. Sexual communication is not necessarily a bad thing for quality time in the context of marriage. But it should not be the priority of quality time.
It can be a priority too. It just doesn't need to be the only priority.
Right. I agree.
Like its place should be amongst multiple ways to connect or communicate, not just this is the only thing that we do.
Right. I agree. And there could be some times when we have quality time and there's no sexual communication at all. Now, it has taken me a long time. It's taken me a long time to fully embrace that one right there. But
how long, you say?
Oh my gosh, what is it, 26 years?
26 years.
It's taken me
26 years.
45 years. I'm still in the deficit. But I understand the principle.
The principle,
But you also have to understand, for us, like when sexual communication with our wife, it's not like sexual communication that we've been taught in society. It's a safe place. It's a refuge. It's a sanctuary.
Or it should be anyway.
It should be. It's a place that I can go to. It's Calgon. It's like I could go. Y'all remember Calgon? Take me away. It is a place where I can escape from the world and go into the refuge of my wife.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So that is quality time for men that feel a lot of stress. And because we're not talking and we're thinking, we don't have a way to release it. And so we only release it that way. It's not good. It's not healthy, but that's what it is.
So because of that, then whenever I would say quality time, you're looking for your escape.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but I'm just saying.
At some point, yeah.
For the sake of
that's why we think, all right, if we're going to go on a date, something's going to come out of this date. If we're going to go have dinner, something's going to come out of this dinner. You know what I'm saying? That's what our mind is.
Well, I think we're both thinking that. It's just the what comes out of it may vary.
No,
like
we say specifically.
No, for us, though,
I know.
that I'm not. Let's be clear. It's not like I'm saying, oh, we don't want to have sex. I'm saying that I may also just want to connect with you.
I know.
First,
right?
Like for me, that's important to have that as a precursor to anything else. Whereas you don't necessarily need the connection. You're going to already, you're good. But I'm looking for that as far as my quality. or definition of quality first and foremost. But so we have been on different wavelengths, but we had different expectations.
Yes.
And so going back to the beginning of what we were saying, defining what quality means to you is important. And I think that's a conversation that everyone needs to have, where you're asking that question. Some of you guys may have, if you're married, had premarital counseling. Some may have not, but more than likely, hopefully someone was able to go over that with you and say, set clear expectations. That's so important, because if you don't know what the other person is expecting, and somebody's disappointed, basically, or both of you are disappointed, that leads to frustration, that leads to distance, that leads to something else. Then nobody wants to spend any time around the other person, and let alone quality time or any time. You're like, I don't want to be around you other than when I have to be. And that's tension, and then you feel unwanted, or you feel unvalued, or whatever, and that just feeds another monster.
But I want to go back to what you said, and I want to make it a challenge to you. I challenge you to go back and, like, seriously ask yourself, what does quality time look like? Ask your spouse what quality time looks like. But more specifically, what Susie said, some of you have even checked out of quality time because you checked out of the marriage because you're in a place where you're just existing. And I want to encourage you, please don't give up hope. Maybe in another video, another conversation, we'll talk about that, because we were in that space and we were stuck in that space. So even though this exercise that we're challenging you to do, you may not even feel like doing, you may not even feel like wanting to have a conversation, press beyond that, because there is light on the other side of the tunnel. I know that sounds cliche, but I'm just saying, we are not just telling you to do this. We have the t-shirt and the bumper sticker and the experience that we've had to press through moments where we didn't feel like having the conversations, but we knew it was necessary in order for us to continue to grow and get better and heal.
Another thing I wanted to share was, depending on what season you're in, what that quality time looks like. For me, like with us having small kids, and with work, and with everything that was happening and pulling on us, it was really hard to find opportunities to do that. So it was like we had to steal away some margin or a small space of time, if that. And so it became very easy to just say, okay, it's just not feasible. It's just not going to happen, because this is piling up, or there were so many things that were the priority. So I would just encourage you to carve out priority, make it intentional. Like, we have to do this. We got to find a way to spend some time together, so we don't, as people always say, grow apart. How do people grow apart? Like, they're because we're all growing. You either going to grow together or you're going to grow apart, because you're growing. So finding a way to connect or hold together, so that as you're growing individually and uniquely, you're still growing together, or in the same direction, maybe.
I love you. I'm sorry. She gets this drive-by stuff out of the blue. It just makes me think about, like, our journey. And I guess I'm just really sentimental.
Because we've grown in different directions, and we've grown together. So we've had those moments, if you look at us, where we were kind of growing apart and then had to find our way back towards.
Yeah. And also understand that those moments are still likely to come again as we continue to go through changes. And but to your point, making it a priority. Shout out, rest in peace to Sam Mayo, a brother that came across my life in a journey where he asked this question that he probably asked any stranger he's ever met. Have you scheduled your quality time with God? And most of us are like Scooby-Doo when we hear that, like, huh? And he says, well, you schedule a doctor's appointment, and you schedule when you're going to get your car fixed. And if you say your time with God is of greater priority, wouldn't you schedule your time with God? If you say your relationship with your spouse is a priority, wouldn't you schedule your time with your spouse? So putting it on the calendar, if you're not used to having or making it a necessity to have quality time, is a great accountability, because the calendar will always set an alarm and let you know, oh, we missed this. Let's schedule it again. Let's put it on recurring. Let's make sure we don't miss this.
The scheduling doesn't sound romantic at all. I hear people say that it's like, oh, you have to schedule this and that. I'm like, I want the spontaneity, because when you're young and you're having fun, you're not scheduling that. That's just your life, right? But as you get older, you're like, oh, we don't have time. So the intentionality, the schedule is there. And sometimes it's that necessary tool to set something or put it in place until it becomes the norm.
There's simple pleasures that you can find. I think that the goal of quality time is twofold, and you do two different things with them. And in another video, maybe we'll unpack it. But one goal of quality time is for you to play together, because you're so busy with life that you just forgot what it's like to laugh and have fun with each other. And that's important. The other goal of quality time is to continue to build your us. So we talked about you defining what quality time looks like for yourself and with your spouse. We talked about you guys making it a priority. Is there anything else we want to share before we wrap this up?
Well, yes, I just want to add, I think this goes back to extending the grace and being reasonable on both sides. Just extending that grace, like understanding, like what I said in the very beginning, if you go on a trip or something and then you're like wanting your space and the other person still wants to hang out with you, try to see it from their lens, to see or recognize they just want to be with you. Whereas at the same rate, if you know that your spouse needs time to themselves or a break just to recover, just regroup, give them the space. Because if they come and hang out with you and they really don't want to be there, it may not be the quality of time that you want. So it's kind of give and take, and being willing to both extend to the other person, the same grace that you need for yourself.
Extend the grace of the process of making that a norm again, because you got to rearrange parts of your schedule, and it's not going to happen overnight. So don't think, well, I'm trying to spend quality time with you, but you're not trying to spend quality time with me. I remember I fell into that trap, maybe 10 years ago.
Wait, no. When we fell into that trap, we had small kids, 5 of them, and I was exhausted.
No.
I was tired.
It wasn't just then. But the point I was making is that because we're in different seasons, give each other grace, that it's not necessarily that the person doesn't want to spend time with you. It's just we have to make sure that we are scheduling and tracking it on the same plane when we do it. And that takes a little bit more conversation. Now, if it is because they don't want to spend time with you, then maybe we should do some personal one-on-one coaching.
Sometimes you need to make sure that you're able to be a contributor to quality and quality time by making sure that's being addressed.
You're in the proper mental and emotional space.
Right.
Yeah.
And give that grace. You don't want someone who's crabby or upset, and we're going to go out or sit and talk, and they can't even string sentences together because they're just angry about something else or frustrated from work. You need.
All right, you wanted to go on this date.
Right, and then you're sitting there and you're wondering, like, why is we're not having a good time? Because someone's not in the right space. So being intentional to be in the right space.
Be intentional to be in the right space is a great point. That is a great final point. If you're still watching, go spend some quality time.